Hey, Star Wars fans and everyone else that's watching, mostly Star Wars fans, I assume. Yeah, another Star Wars live chat. Been looking forward to this one for a few weeks now. It's been good. Been looking forward to this one. Yeah, appreciate you all tuning in. When you do, if you're watching back on the live, if you're watching now on live, it's Sunday morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm still trying to learn how to talk. So yeah, we've got a very awesome guest on today. He goes by the name ASHTON Sharrett. That is his actual birth name. I'm assuming we'll find out. Yeah, sort of recently got onto his Instagram, and he's since created a YouTube channel breaking down Star Wars music. And I don't know, I'm interested. I'm excited to talk about Star Wars music and just getting to know ASHTON as a Star Wars fan. So let's bring him on.
How's it going? Thank you for having me. It is awesome to be here.
That's all good, man. I've been, like I said, I've been looking forward to this chat. I need to keep drinking my coffee, otherwise I'm going to be storing my words. Usually people drink coffee and then they start stutter and stumble, but I'm the other way around. Coffee settles me down.
Yeah, and hey, cheers. I'm behind you. I'm Saturday night here with my coffee, and you're Sunday morning.
I like the mug though. I like the mug.
Yeah, thank you. Courtesy of Disney, Hollywood Studios. Yes.
Beautiful. That's a nice mug. Yeah. How's your day going? How's your day been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's winding down now. So
Good.
yeah, it's been good. Lots of chores. Yeah, it's been good. Hanging out with my daughter, yeah.
Awesome. How old's your daughter?
2. She just turned 2 about a month ago. Yeah. So
yeah,
the ups and downs.
Keeping you on your toes.
Very much so. And yeah, the sleep situation is still not pretty at night. Still pretty terrible sleep. We thought it'd be better by now, but hey, it's all right.
She'll get there. She'll get there.
Yeah, she'll get there. Right?
Yeah. All kids are different.
Yeah.
Greetings to everyone in the chat. We've got Aiden, a local here, a local boy.
Right on. Yes, this is where the fun begins.
And
General Kenobi. All right.
Brian's here too. We'll be talking to Brian in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
That should be good fun. So yeah, I thought we'd just kick off. I'd sort of mention you obviously have a background in music. You're a musician yourself. So just to introduce yourself, a little bit about your background and what brought you into doing what you've been doing on social media.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I ended up going to college for music. It was trumpet. Actually, I'm a trumpet player primarily, and went to school for jazz studies. So it wasn't like a film scoring degree or anything. But got into writing and arranging mostly for like jazz stuff, like big band tunes and that kind of thing. And but what has always been there for me throughout my entire life and throughout college, even though it's focusing on like jazz, right? What's always been there is the Star Wars soundtracks. I mean, just like John Williams in general, but and I guess soundtracks in general in a way, but like really just Star Wars, that has just been there, So yeah, I don't know. I've always had really deep feelings for the Star Wars soundtracks, and like I've always had these Easter eggs that I've known about, and just like little things I love to point out that I would nerd out with friends, throughout college and stuff, and or family, just kind of drive everyone crazy. And I finally decided, like, okay, I need to get these things out of my brain. I need to compile them into nice, little sound bites. And it really wasn't, I really didn't expect so many people to enjoy them and to like meet so many Star Wars fans, like from around the world, like yourself. Like that was totally not what I was expecting. I was just wanting to put them on something to like archive these little videos. And yeah, I mean, I started them. It was May of 2023, and I had never, I had never done like content creation before that ever, so it's been a lot of learning, but it's, just super fun. And yeah, that's really what it came down to, is I just wanted to nerd out. um, archive things, and
Yeah.
people are loving it. So it's cool. It's
I
fun.
think it's it definitely shines through, your passion for Star Wars and music, your knowledge, sharing your knowledge, of things you've picked out of Star Wars music. Now, I think that's what people appreciate, myself included. It's just I've, long time been an admirer of music. I've not musically minded at all. Like, I've got no theoretical knowledge of music. I'm not a musician. I've tried. I failed. I've just haven't got the
Sure.
haven't got the brain capacity. I probably do if I could.
Yeah.
If I could spend time stop scrolling on my phone and actually pick up the guitar once a day or a couple of times a week, I'd probably get a little bit further than I have. But I've always loved the Star Wars scores. Lord of the Rings is another big one.
Mhm, mhm.
The scores for Dune is a recent obsession and
Yeah.
love.
I still have to I haven't watched the first Dune yet, so, like, like, don't come at me,
Mm,
but
yeah,
I really need to. I'm so behind on quite a few movies and franchises, so, yeah,
you've
that's
got
on
a
the list.
2-year-old. It's fine.
That's the
It's-
thing. I've been MIA, it feels like, for, like, 2 years, so, yeah.
yeah, you get a pass mark for that. But
Thank you, thank you.
yeah, just I don't know, having being someone that is passionate about Star Wars music, and then you know, getting these little insights from almost a theoretical standpoint of you know themes and things like leitmotifs and things like that that you're able to pick out and dissect and sort of share with people that don't have that sort of musical knowledge. It just adds more to it. So when I'm listening now, it's and I know there was a podcast series about 10 years ago. One of the guys from a podcast called Rebel Force Radio, he was
Mhm.
doing a show called Star Wars Oxygen with a guy called David Collins, who now works for Lucasfilm as sound engineer.
Wow.
And so they went through the Star Wars films over a period of maybe 20 to 30 episodes, I think, before they had to sort of part ways and do their own thing. But that was a very similar, longer format. Like, he was doing spreadsheets and, how
Sweet.
many times a theme would appear. Um, and, going into the whole major, minor keys, all that kind of thing with the music. And it opens up your mind a little bit more and makes you appreciate the music even more so.
Right.
And then, when sometimes with the amount of Star Wars we're getting these days with TV series and shows, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's got the same magic as it used to when John Williams was putting out scores, but you sort of spend a little bit more time with it and you take the time particularly with Ahsoka, with someone like Kevin Kiner, who's been doing this for
Right.
15, nearly 20 years.
Mhm.
You just kind of go, you know what, this is as good as anything we've had before. And spending a little bit more time with the scores to Andor, where it's like there is some absolute magic here. You just got to,
Absolutely.
it just needs that time. Whereas with
Mhm.
particularly Star Wars prequels, that was my sort of growing up period. So listening to those CD soundtracks time and time again, you do spend that time. It's just, I think it needs to sort of.
Oh, hey, Jesse, I
Have I
might
got you?
have lost you. Yeah, am I still here?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah, I've still got you. It's my connection.
is it
This
okay?
happened last week too, and yeah, it's a little frustrating. I'm saying my internet's saying I've got a strong connection here, but
Okay.
yeah, StreamYard's saying it's like just extra dose
Okay.
that I've got open here. Yeah, Kerry's pointing out dodgy, so I'm going to. Uh,
Yeah, let me know if you think I need to do anything on my end. No worries.
All right, I think we're okay. I am going to just quickly too much of a rating issue again. Hotspot on.
Oh, nice.
I'm just going to switch over to the hotspot on my phone. Just it's my all right. Fingers crossed. We may
Yay,
have a few little issues, but
this is better. This is better. Good.
yeah, this is yeah. We'll see how this goes. It's just part of the parcel of doing it live is
Yeah,
having to deal with these bugs every now and then,
absolutely.
particularly here in
And
Adelaide,
hey,
like Ferry says there.
yeah, right. I mean, hey, we're totally separate ends of the earth chatting right now. So that's pretty cool. So
You'd think technologically we'd be up with it, but
well,
as I was
that's true.
explaining to,
We
I was talking to a mate from the Gold Coast up in Brisbane, or up in Queensland, other side of the country still, but a fellow Australian, yeah, we're still having issues, and Australia has a notoriously bad national broadband network. It's just
really
yeah, they were rolling out a big national broadband network, I don't know, 10 years ago, I reckon, and they wanted to change everything to fiber optics, and they got to the point where it was costing the government too much money. They stopped with the fiber optics, and they just tapped it into existing copper lines. So everything
ah,
it never finished. It never worked. So we just don't have
yeah.
the speeds that other countries in the world have. It's just frustrating. But it is what it is.
Yeah. No, the hotspot seems to be working. So
Mm,
very
we'll roll
cool.
with that.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Well, yeah, I wanted to say what you were saying, that means a lot to me because one thing is that's exactly what I try to do with the breakdown videos is kind of, we all musicians and non-musicians alike are moved by these musical cues, and
Mm,
different, themes and things. And so as a musician, having gone through that evolution of just enjoying music, but then like going to school for music and like getting into theory and things, having that evolution take place. It's a goal of mine to try to connect those two worlds, like with those breakdowns, like explain things in a way that aren't too, you know, um, that aren't too theoretical, like too crazy, and like the non-musician knows enough, to
yeah,
know what major and minor mean. So, for example, so yeah, that means a lot. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, and I totally agree. Like the prequels and the original trilogy, like I spent the most time soaking in those soundtracks. So these newer ones, like
mm,
yeah, it might not hit you immediately the same, and some of it doesn't sound the same. It's not, all the London Symphony Orchestra, but it all has gold in it if you just like take your time with it and enjoy it, and you'll find
absolutely.
gold. So yeah, love everything you said. That's great.
Yeah, and if music is something that moves you, like outside of film scores and stuff, I'm a big fan of metal, and
Nice. Yeah.
screamy
Yeah.
lyrics and
Yeah.
stuff. That's so. If music has a way of moving you in different ways, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to describe what it does to you in the inside when you feel music hit you.
Mhm.
And when you learn more about when you can connect to either an artist, a singer, a musician, or a character, it
Mhm.
just it brings you into the stories a lot more. And you almost build an attachment to the characters or the singer or the musician themselves, and understanding that music is a story. It's a way of storytelling.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's so yeah. If ever, if yeah, I'm gonna put the banner up so people can see your links, so people can
Oh,
find
nice.
you.
Yes.
So that's all good to go. So yeah, please go and follow Ashton on Instagram, and YouTube's just sort of started taking off for you the last sort of month or two.
Yeah, like, just, like, the last month, I finally got the guts to make one, for now, I'm just kind of, like, backlogging, so I'm a little bit behind on that, but just, like, backlogging the videos I've already posted to Instagram, putting them on
Yeah,
YouTube, it takes because YouTube Shorts is a minute long is the cap, whereas
yeah,
Instagram Reels is 90 seconds. So it takes it still takes some editing. It's not as easy as just like pulling it and reposting it.
yeah.
So yeah,
You got to cut it
but
down
yeah,
a little bit.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I just started that up. So yeah, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed if you're a Star Wars fan. You like listening to the Star Wars music. You won't be disappointed. And it's not just Star Wars. You do delve into some other things as well. So it's
Yeah.
obviously you've got other film passions and other music passions as well. So
Yeah. I sprinkle things in every now and then. So yeah, primarily
you did
Star
a
Wars,
little bit of
but
like you did some
yeah.
home.
Uh-oh, it froze again. Uh-oh.
Be friendly, internet.
I think the audio is back. The picture
I
froze
don't know
though.
whether I'm out. Well, I'm in.
Can you see mine, or is it also on your end? Is mine also like frozen?
All right, let's see what we can do here. Trying.
Red flag.
This is
Red
test
flag
some
standing
patience
by.
today, but we'll get through it.
For sure.
Yeah, Gary's saying here, Aussie taxpayers fork out billions of dollars for this.
Excellent.
Someone in Adelaide must have turned their microwave on. Yep,
Oh,
that'll do it.
this is great. This is
That'll do it.
awesome.
So I might be jumping between my Wi-Fi and my hotspot just to sort of keep it balanced and keep things moving.
Sure.
I'm gonna have
No
to
problem.
work something out with that because it
No
hasn't
problem.
happened up until this last week. So I haven't had a problem with it since this last week. So I apologize, but bear with me, everyone watching, and you.
Oh
But
yeah, no problem.
although let's
No worry.
get into some of these questions that I've taken down. Learning about who you are as a Star Wars fan. So we'll start off with
Yeah.
the good one to start off with. What are your first memories of Star Wars?
Yeah, I love this one. So a few come to mind. Legend has it that my first Star Wars viewing was when I was 3 years old. So that's cool. I don't remember that, of course, but yeah, my first memories are specifically The Empire Strikes Back. Like there are certain scenes in The Empire Strikes Back that like that's like some of the earliest memories I have as like a person, which is pretty cool. Um, One thing that's interesting is I remember one time seeing the Luke versus Vader battle, like on Cloud City. And I remember seeing that, like specifically the scene where Luke is like walking through that lighted tunnel, like the circular tunnel.
Yeah,
And I remember being like, "Oh, like Dad, is this a new Star Wars? Like, what is this?" And he's like, "No." And I couldn't accept the fact that it was the same movie that I had been seeing, but just like had just fast forwarded through all of that. I didn't,
yeah,
see that part for a long time. So when I saw that for the first time, that is like a really key memory of mine from whenever I was really young. Um, yeah, but probably like the strongest first memory of Star Wars that I have. Yeah, I thought it was like a separate VHS or something, like a new, special
yeah.
edition that came out. So that was cool. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll go with that.
It's cool. It's funny how those specifically as we get older too, those childhood memories, they get a little bit convoluted and stuff. And there's,
Yeah.
you hear about people that swear that some of the deleted scenes from A New Hope were in a theatrical cut at one point, and they sort of
Right.
it's come out there. Someone sort of said no, they've actually never been in any theatrical cut. Those deleted scenes, but there were magazines that went out with pictures of like Biggs on Tatooine with Luke, and
Mhm, mhm.
somehow those memories sort of forge together as you get older. It's I don't know I don't know what the term for it is, but it's yeah, you sort of piece together bits of different things, and it's almost like your brain just compacts it
Yeah,
together into one core memory, and you can just swear on your life that
right.
that's how it was.
Like, I saw this happen, Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
like yeah, Empire was my first one as well, and I don't know, Dagobah sort of stands out clear, like
Mhm.
Yoda on Dagobah. It's just
Yes.
and something to do with Chewbacca. I can't remember what scene, what it was, but just yeah, something about Yoda and Chewbacca were the two things that stood out to me as a kid,
Mhm.
as a really 5 or 6 year old. I reckon it was,
Yeah,
taped off the TV, recorded off the TV, and it had
right.
Star Wars 2 written on it, and it was just yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's kinda cool, like, we're the last one of the last oh, nice. Mandela effect.
Mandela
Yeah,
effect. That's the
okay,
one.
cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah,
Mm,
we're, like, the last generation to have grown up with the originals, like, before the prequels came out.
mm,
Even if we were, like, super young, like, we still remember that time period, like, before episode 1 came out. That's pretty cool.
yeah. So, because yeah, I was born in '87, so it was
Oh, nice.
yeah, I was sort of 10 when the special editions came out. So yeah, I
93.
got to
So
yeah. It's the same sort of time frame. It's
mhm, mhm.
the VHS days.
Yeah,
Still
exactly.
remember how to operate a videotape.
Yes.
So, do you have a favorite Star Wars film?
Yes. Star Wars Episode 1, which is
Excellent.
it's not a popular favorite, I mean, maybe now it is, like, people are going back and appreciating, I guess, just, like, all of the prequels,
Mm,
but yeah, Episode 1 is my favorite. It's tough between that and Episode 3 for me, but yeah,
yeah,
it one takes it for me. Yeah,
that's awesome. Are
yeah.
you gonna pop back to see it in cinemas this year when it comes out?
I hope so, I hope so.
Yeah,
It's really hard to, I would probably have to see it during the day,
yeah,
which is fine, like, I might not be able to go, like, see it at, like, the midnight release, just 'cause
mm,
it's hard to get away, just 'cause, like, our daughter does not sleep well, so
yeah,
yeah, I like to be there to, like, take the night roll, so,
mm,
but yeah, I better go see it while it's in theaters. So that's the plan. Somehow, some way, I will make it happen. So
awesome. Did you get to see it in 3D back in, was it 2012,
yes.
2011, 2012?
Yeah, I don't remember what year, but yeah, totally. And I was really pumped for the rest of them. But at least we got episode 1 in 3D. That was so cool. It wa I went to see it with my dad and my brother, which was pretty cool because growing up, oh man, Carrie.
That's a
And you're still a
that's a
Star Wars fan. That's
you still
saying something.
the seeds were planted.
That's great. Yeah, seeing it in theaters with my dad and my brother, that was pretty special because, like, we grew up like, Star Wars Episode 1 was just, like, always on,
Mm,
uh, like, we were always throwing Jar Jar quotes at each other from across the house, and just, like, that was just our childhood, was Episode 1, like, that was really cool. So, to see that in theaters in 3D with them was a pretty special moment.
mm. It's just I don't know. It still makes me feel like I need to go take some ibuprofen or something. Just being 25 years old this year, it's just
Yeah.
scary. Like don't know how that happened. But,
Yeah, not sure, not sure. I
I
mean,
think,
it's still like 2019 in my head,
yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. There's just a big blur sort of through those COVID years.
and now it's 2024. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
March.
COVID.
It's kinda
Yeah,
crazy.
March. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
So does your favorite Star Wars character stem from episode 1, or is that completely separate?
Kind of, kind of. So I honestly I oscillate back and forth between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, as a
Yeah.
kid, it was Anakin all the way. Like, I thought Obi-Wan was
Mm,
just kinda stuffy, and, like, just like, I don't know, like, you're like a teacher, like, but Anakin had that angst, and that was just, like, my vibe growing up, and, yeah, but now that I'm older, I love Obi-Wan. So
mm,
I oscillate between those 2, so yeah, I would say totally stems from episode 1, and just like the prequels in general. Um,
yep.
there is there is another, like, kind of, if I had to go with another favorite character, um, that weren't them, honestly, this one's kinda crazy. I would probably go with this, guy named Xanatos, which, was Qui-Gon's
Mm,
apprentice,
yep,
like,
I know
before.
exactly who you're talking about, yeah.
Dude, like, those Jedi Apprentice books, do you have those?
I do. Let's see if I can find the one with him on the front.
Oh, dude. Yes, that one. Yes, yes, yes. That is, yes. You guys, you have to read that book, like, just all of them. It is so cool. That guy captivated me as a kid, and, I love that guy. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's they're I don't I've how many have I got? I think I've got 7 or 8 of the books there, but I'm not sure.
Nice.
I
You have
don't
more than
because
me.
I probably haven't touched them since I was old enough to buy them,
Right.
when they came out.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
not sure how much of them I read or how much of I remember, but as soon as you said Xanatos, I'm like, "Yes!"
Yeah, like, that guy
It's
is
a
just
hard name to forget. It's a hard name to
he's
forget.
yeah, he's just so cool, and, oh, man, just, in his backstory, he's, like, so tragic, like, well, I don't know if we should do spoilers if someone wants to go read them, but, there's, like, a
It's
whole,
been
like,
20, 25 years, so it's fine.
yeah, so Qui-Gon, you know, ends up, Qui-Gon had to strike down Xanatos' father, which is
Mm,
really heartbreaking, and he watched this happen, and that's what kind of created that rift, and Xanatos, like, fled, and Xanatos, this, like, scar that you see on his cheek, is
mm,
his dad's ring. He picked up his dad's ring that was damaged from the strike down, and it was still sizzling hot from Qui-Gon's lightsaber, and he held it up to his face, like, while he was crying, and that's how he got that scar. Like, that's just so, like, tragic and cool, and he's just, like, a really dark character and chaotic character, so, yeah, love that guy.
it's still, something that, they could touch on little stories like that in canon now. It wouldn't disrupt too much or,
Right.
um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like to see those sort of flawed characters that not necessarily are flawed, they're very human. They're very human.
Right. Yeah.
They have flaws. They go through pain. They, go through life experiences that don't always cause the best decisions
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Like Anakin, and
Exactly.
I'm my favorite character changes all the time, so that's never a concrete answer
Right.
for me. But watching June and June Part Two, there's definitely a contrast there between Anakin Skywalker and Paul Atreides. They're very very similar, both these sort of mythic prophets that have
Mm.
sort of accepted visions of the future and do everything they can to aid or prevent certain events from happening from their visions and ends up going a certain path. And
Hmm.
it's a very interesting way to tell a story when your hero can go a different way.
Right. Yeah, I
Mm,
have to watch Dune. That's a cool
mm.
parallel, so I'll keep that in mind if I when I finally watch those. Soon,
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
um Favorite background character or alien?
Yeah. It's a toss between nice. Yes. Yeah, oh man, yeah. Boba Fett's always there. He's always there for me, you know. Yeah, Boba Fett's he's like his own category for me, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess with that in mind, I guess I would go with either Kit Fisto or Plo Koon.
Mhm.
I've always loved those, even before we get like all of the, all of the screen time we get in Clone Wars and stuff. Even before that, like just their little cameos, like they were just the coolest
Mm.
aliens, and that they're like Jedi. That's just so cool. So yeah, those two are my favorite. There's so many cool ones, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
those two stuck with me.
Plo Koon's been a long time favorite of mine.
Mhm.
The Kit Fisto definitely as a kid. Like I remember getting the Kit Fisto action figure from Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's just the green tentacles, the black eyes, green lightsaber. It's just, and he's got that smile.
Yeah,
Knocks the
yeah.
droid over. He's just like, he just gives the camera that grin. It's just
Smug.
like this
Yeah.
guy, this
This
guy.
guy. Yeah. And then whenever we get him in the '03 animated, Clone Wars,
Mm,
the OG animated Clone Wars when he's, like, underwater and stuff, like, whoa, like, he's even cooler. Yeah.
yeah, gets his
So,
shirt off and he's all ripped.
yeah, he's, like, totally
Of course he
ripped.
is.
Yeah,
This dude's a machine.
of course. Until episode 3. You've seen those
Yeah,
memes where it's like, what happened to Kit Fisto, in the Clone Wars? Because like, he looks
yeah.
so ragged in episode
He
3.
looks different too. So
Yeah.
I came up with a headcanon for Kit Fisto from his change in appearance from Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So Revenge of the Sith, he's quite, he's got a different flesh tone. He's looks quite different. I sort of made up this headcanon story, which makes going back
Oh, no.
to
Cliffhanger.
Attack of the Clones,
Oh, no.
and it's
It's
like,
I think it's freezing again. I'm on a total cliffhanger. Oh, no. Oh, what a cliffhanger. You were like, "Here's my headcanon," and then boom, it just, like, cut out.
classic internet, classic internet. So
You'll
yeah,
have to you have to say it all again. I wanna know. I wanna
yeah.
know.
So Kit Fisto going to Geonosis.
Mhm.
He's from a water planet. The drying of the sand affects his skin differently. I imagine his like
Oh,
pores,
yeah.
like if he has skin pores, they tighten, they close, they change the chemistry of his skin, change the green
Oh,
becomes like a denser,
man.
darker green. His eyes sort of got to condense a little bit and change shape to adapt to that sort of sandy Geonosis look. So when he goes back to a planet like Coruscant that has, it's a city planet, but it has weather controls and a humidity factor, he can
Mhm.
relax and allow that effect of his body to go back to something a little bit more normal. Where he goes to a desert planet, it changes. So that's what goes on inside my head. That's
Oh,
why there's that
shoot.
appearance.
That's cool. I will gladly implant that into my headcanon as well. That's amazing.
That's just something I come up with one day. I was just like, you know what? That's enough for me. That justifies the differences. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So if anyone from Lucasfilm wants to canonize that, 90s dial up greater than NBN broadband, definitely.
Oh. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got all the Adelaide folks in the chat today.
Oh,
So yeah, we'll get through these questions. Favorite droid?
yes, it's right here. My
BD.
buddy BD1. I love BD1 so much. I think probably R2 or R4, was my favorite before maybe, but when I saw BD1, just seeing the movement but then like seeing the gameplay. I haven't actually like played them. I don't have a console right now, but um just watching the gameplay, I just fell in love with BD1. He's my all-time favorite. He could just be with me, but like be so like epic too, like
Mm.
so fast and agile and get me from point A to point B. Like R2 has thrusters, but I can't ride I can't like ride R2, to like across a rope, So yeah, BD1 takes it for me.
Yeah. No, he's been a really cool addition, and then seeing another version of him in where was that? Was that Book of Boba Fett, I think, where Din goes back to
Yeah.
Tatooine and Peli has one. It's like
Yes.
that's really cool, and the fact they've even done a Lego minifigure of him as well,
Yeah.
like
Let me grab mine real quick. Yeah.
yes, there he is.
With like blue instead of red,
Yeah,
the fam.
and if rumor is correct, we are getting a Jedi Fallen Order Lego set this year.
No
If not, at
way.
least the minifigure of Cal Kestis.
Oh, dude.
So if
I did not
hopefully
know
he'll
that.
come with a BD.
That's
Hopefully he comes with
amazing.
a BD unit.
Oh, I hope
But
so. That's cool.
I love a droid with so much personality. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
And
know.
it's just like
Like you said, you haven't played through the games, but if you've watched clips and stuff like that, you just see
yeah,
the personality of that little droid. Like it's just
totally.
so
And just
good.
like
Love
so
it.
cute. So cute and like super
Yeah,
cool lights. I mean,
it's like
he has
a
it all.
pet cat. It's like a
Yeah,
pet cat and a dog at the same time. And I think they're
exactly.
going to go through. I like what we're seeing from Star Wars: The Outlaws as well, the game that's going to come
Mhm.
out next year, I think. And the main character, she's got the
Hopefully.
little cat that sort of comes, little cat thing. I can't remember what it's
Mhm,
called. Comes
mhm.
and runs up her back, and that's awesome. And
Yeah.
little characters like that, they're just little sidekick characters.
Yeah. Those tend to be my favorites. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, I know what I'm doing after this stream, and that is going and I'm shifting the modem in the house to somewhere a little bit more central.
Mm,
So I'm looking at the signal on my computer here, and it's saying it's good. But for some reason, StreamYard not so good. But that's all good.
interesting. Yeah, and
Mm,
if you think it's anything on my end, let me know. If I need to try something, let me know.
I think your end is fine. This is if we've learned anything about American internet. It's good. It's got to be. You've got a big population. Needs to be stable.
True. Yeah, that Gonkin Jedi is always a sad moment. Yeah.
Said Hard to 60. Yes. Death Star droid. Yes, absolutely. All right. So a couple more of the favorite sort of style questions. Favorite planet?
Yeah, it's I love Naboo, but Coruscant for me. Coruscant, I just have always loved Coruscant. Like I've always wanted to just live there. Like I love other planets so much, but for some reason Coruscant is just so captivating for me.
Mm,
So yeah, that's my all-time favorite. Like if I had to
no
live on
pun.
a planet, I think it'd be Coruscant.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's no pun intended, but there's so many levels of differentiality on Coruscant. Like, there's the upper echelon where you get the city high rise buildings, it looks great. And then you've got the slums that are down below, which,
Mhm.
you probably wouldn't want to be caught down there on your own.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
1313,
definitely,
rest in peace.
mm,
You know?
among other things, that,
Yeah.
there's that whole
We'll get
talk of EA doing more layoffs this
we'll get to
week. And
that. I
yeah,
know. I
and
know.
I understand people's frustration about this potential open world Mandalorian game being cancelled, but I don't recall it ever being announced. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, I think it's just it's what people want, so, like, who knows, since it wasn't actually, like, announced, like, who knows? Like if Eclipse, I think that's what it's called, right? The,
Mm,
like if Eclipse were to be canned, that would be super understandable, like backlash, because like, yo, you guys like released a trailer and hyped this up like officially. But yeah, this Mando thing, yeah, there was no like official, it was just like rumors and stuff. So, but
Yeah,
it's kind of a bummer because like you can tell how much people wanted this. Um, Probably because the Django bounty hunter game was just so sick. So I think people
Mm,
wanted like a 2020, version of like a remastered version of that. So like a new gen console
yeah,
version, like that's cool. So I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, and
It's a bummer.
another another reason to expand the Mandalorian universe, and with Din
Mhm.
Djarin and
Exactly.
Grogu, there's so much potential there, but it is the game industry is something else, something not clicking on all cylinders at the moment. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's for the insiders to know and the outsiders like us to be skeptical of
Sad.
and
Sad about.
try and work. Sad, yeah, sad. That's the best word.
Yeah.
You just want to have fun stories to play, and
That's exactly it.
yeah, cancel 13-13, then the mall
Oh,
game, then KOTOR. Why don't they want us to be happy?
yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. As long as Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order Part 3 is still going ahead at Respawn, just
Yeah.
bring that on.
We need
And
that. I feel like,
Outlaws.
yeah, I feel like there's too much momentum for both of those to like
Mm,
to stop. I mean, that would be kind of wild if they stopped that. It's like it'd be like canceling a movie, at this point.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And they've got the potential to, if they were to cancel that game, they've got the actors and everything. They could bring them in and continue that story as a series or a film or something like that. So I
Hey,
don't
that
know.
would be
I'd
I would
rather finish
accept
up the game
that.
trilogy.
But yeah, like we would prefer the game, but like I will accept that as an alternative, you know. That would be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
All right. So Coruscant favorite planet. If you could, this is a newer question I've put in the last couple of times. If you could have a lightsaber, whose would it resemble and what color would it be? Or would you design your own?
Hmm. Hmm. I know what color it would be. It would be light blue. So not like the classic like a blue color, but like and not like a faded white blue, but like an aqua
Yeah.
blue. That would be my
Yeah.
lightsaber
Okay.
color. Yeah. But the hilt, I would go single blade also.
Yeah.
Like I love like the double sided, but like I don't know, just for me, like I've tried it and I'm just not good at it. So yeah, I would go single blade. Wow, the hilt. That's a tough one. Oh, man, I don't want to take like 15 minutes deciding this, but I don't know.
Go for it. It's all good. It's all good.
I love I love the thin neck look like of like Obi-Wan's hilt, and like
Yeah.
Luke's Return of the Jedi hilt. Like I love that like at the top, I really dig that.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, I guess I'll just have to design my own. We'll go
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because then you go talk about little sort of side question. Have you been to Galaxy's Edge and have you been able to build your own lightsaber there?
Oh, nice. This is a fun story. So yes, like we live like 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on traffic, from Disney. So here in Florida, so Disney World. Um,
Yep.
and and so yeah, Galaxy's Edge, plenty of times, so much. Um, and I have a lightsaber from Savi's workshop, but I did not get a chance to actually go in and build it. The reason for that is
Yep.
because we used that. We had some friends build a lightsaber for us as our gender reveal for our daughter, who we
Oh
didn't know
wow.
what we were. Yeah, we didn't know what we were having yet, and
Excellent.
so the idea was like we had the results from the doctor. We gave it to the really good friends of ours, and they went in and built a lightsaber based on that, and like picked the color. It was going to be either blue for boy or purple for girl, and so we had the hilt. Like after they brought it out, it was like, oh, like it's just beautiful hilt. I don't know what this is going to be though. And we waited until the sun set, and when we were right in front of the Millennium Falcon, and both were holding on and ignited it, and it was purple, and just like
Oh wow.
tears. We were
Oh wow.
we wanted a girl, and yeah, just like
Yeah,
instant tears. Everyone around is like starts like cheering and stuff. It was just a really really
that's
magical
amazing.
thing. So, but I
Yeah,
haven't I haven't actually like experienced Salvi's workshop. I need to do that. So
yeah.
yeah, but
Oh, that's a fantastic. That's really, I love that. That's do you keep? You've obviously kept the lightsaber as a memento.
oh yeah, yeah. Here, I'll grab it.
Awesome.
So here it is, really majestic. Like
Yeah,
regal, like so nice, and then purple crystal in a nice holder. So yeah, it's a girl.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
So I made a video actually. It's on my page. It's just like buried by all of my breakdowns. So I'll send you the video of that. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. That's an awesome story to go back to.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, nice memories. Where are we? Oh, a couple of questions here. What moment in Star Wars makes you happy?
Yeah, this is tough because
More
like
than anything.
right. Oh man. So that's tough because like I could interpret that like what gets me pumped, versus what gives me a feeling of like happiness. Like maybe not so much like joy, because like a really dark scene could bring me like joy because it's like so sick, like
Mm,
epic, like Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One, right? Like, but maybe that's not the
yeah.
happiest thing. So let me try to stick with happy, like actually happy. And
Yeah.
I guess for that I would go with the Ewok dance party at the end of Jedi. Like
Yeah.
everyone's celebrating, like we get closure. The whole galaxy is celebrating, so just like the music is fun. Yeah,
Mm.
we'll go with that. That makes me
Do
happy.
you like? Do you prefer the special edition version of the music at the end, or the old yub nub?
So I personally love both. I
Mm.
actually I actually love both. I didn't have a problem with either. I didn't have a problem with
Mm.
the new one, or the original one. So yeah, I that's actually on my list. I have a whole list of breakdowns that I'll go through eventually, but that's on my list. Both of those, I'll be breaking down sometime, hopefully this year. So yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I love both. I feel like the special edition version is a little bit more, feels a little bit more like an end to a story, end to a trilogy.
Mhm.
In scale,
Yeah,
I'd love to find a way for them to include Yub Nub in there at some point as well. If they'll do a special edition, a 50th anniversary or something like that. Like
something.
put them both in there and have the
Mhm.
Ewoks having their little Yub Nub party, and then go to the bigger celebration at large throughout the galaxy.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
mm,
cool.
but yeah, it is a beautiful piece of music. At the end there with the
Mhm.
finale, the end celebration. I love it a
Yeah,
lot. Going from planet to planet and sort of,
yeah,
that was a nice tease, like for 1997. That was a nice tease for what we're going to see come prequel time. So I think it's
right.
important. It's important if you're watching them in the release order. It's a nice little go. Okay, well, let's go back and see how this started. Let's see. Let's go
Yeah,
back.
like, oh,
Yeah,
Naboo.
you
Yeah.
see.
Oh wow, this is Naboo. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you see the statue of the emperor being knocked over, and it's like, okay, well, how did he rise to power? Let's go back and watch that. I
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
My internet has dropped out twice now. Live stream drinking game. Take a shot every time your internet drops out.
Oh
I
man.
wouldn't be going to work tomorrow. Would not be going to
No.
work tomorrow. Would not make it through the afternoon, sadly.
See, thankfully, I could go to sleep after this. My time.
Yeah. Yub Nub forever.
Yeah.
And there are actual lyrics to Yub Nub in
Oh, I
translation?
did not. That's cool.
You would die from alcohol. I wouldn't even be here now. Let's just say.
No, we wouldn't have made it this far. Yeah.
No, I'm not a drinker anymore, so I wouldn't be able to hold it anyway. So, so aside from the internet issues, what moment in Star Wars makes you sad?
Right. Nice, perfect segue into this question. Yeah, the moment that makes me, well, gosh, there's so many, I guess, but a moment that actually like gets me pretty choked up every time is when Anakin is leaving Shmi in Episode 1.
Mm,
Yeah, that entire interaction gets me pretty choked up. And specifically when Anakin is saying, "I will come back and free you, Mom." Like, I mean, I guess
mm,
especially knowing what happens in Attack of the Clones, right? But just that moment, and for me, and probably anyone who's emotional during that scene, probably a big reason that it's emotional whenever he says that line is because of the music that's happening there. Um,
mm,
it's just, for that whole interaction, whenever he like drops his backpack and like Shmi gets on her knees and stuff, like it's all Shmi's theme that's playing, which is really beautiful. But whenever Anakin says that to Shmi, everything else drops out and we just get brass, which we haven't heard up until this point. We get like this beautiful, quietly heroic brass chorale that plays just a
mm.
few measures of something, and just, it's like just Anakin mustering up this bravery and
Yeah.
nobility, and just, man, even just listening to that cue without the visual gets me emotional pretty much every time. So
Mm.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, that's it's sort of even just talking about Anakin in that way, that I will come back and free you. It's sort of going back to what I was talking about, the similarities between Anakin and Paul in June, and it's
Hmm.
maybe it was a slight little vision afforded to Anakin there. He's like, I will come back and free you, but it's the way he does free her is not the way he intended. He did. He freed her from the pain of living as a slave to the Tuscans. And
Mhm.
it's just interesting the way that sort of that plays out. And, Anakin's destiny is, throughout of Revenge of the Sith, his whole mission in Revenge of the Sith is to stop his visions from coming to fruition, and eventually, by doing so, everything comes to fruition. It's
Exactly.
it's
And
that.
yeah, and like musically, we get that story too. Like we get that brave, heroic brass section play in Episode 1 when Anakin's like, I'll come back and free you. And then in Attack of the Clones, whenever Shmi's dying, we get just a solo French horn. We don't have a brave brass chorale. We just get a lone, totally
Yeah,
alone French horn. And that, just like you were saying, like, okay, his fear then does come to fruition. And what is Vader's theme primarily? It's all brass, like this brass
mm,
march. So just, yeah, that's so cool. Love that.
it's the genius of John Williams, man. That's unbelievable. What an incredible person. Just to be able to
Yeah.
jazzle that together. It's just incredible. Um, Favorite quote from Star Wars, which
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this question too, because I'm going to try and find a way to merge these two together, because they do tend to bleed into each other a little bit. So what's your favorite quote and what's your favorite life message in Star Wars? Because
Hmm.
for me, they both sort of bleed together. My favorite quote is "Never tell me the odds." I've got it tattooed on my arm, and
Sweet.
that's kind of a good message to live by as well. It's just not letting people hold you back. So I'm trying to find a way to word these two questions to bring them together.
Yeah. Hmm. I
And we get more
guess
and more every time there's a TV series or a new
that's
movie.
true.
There's
That's true.
new,
Yeah.
new life messages and quotes.
Man, I guess 'cause I've had favorite quotes that, like, I've had in my head, you know, growing up or, like, different phases of my life, and, I guess more recently, my favorite quote would be, "Your focus determines your reality." Um, Qui-Gon quote from episode 1, and
Mm,
yeah, I think that's kind of the quote that I've cycled through my head, and kind of the life message that I'm kind of been holding on to recently. Just to keep the drive going, to kind of
yeah.
to also watch out for danger, but
Mm,
to give yourself that, like, to zoom out if you're like overwhelmed or whatever, like to zoom out and be like, okay, like, where are you headed? Like, think of
mm.
5 years from now, and that kind of thing. So that's the quote that I would go with right now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one as well. Just, just something that reminds you stay on track. You know, this is
Yeah,
where you're going. Let's focus on that. You get all these little bombarding little issues from life that, life likes to give you lemons every now and then. And what you do with those lemons is up to you. You're going to focus and, not you can push aside, but you got to deal with those issues in life, and then, forge your way forward and keep moving on and try and take the most positive path you can in life. So yeah, focusing on the positive will generally lead you down a positive path. That's just, yeah, focus
yeah,
determines your reality. That's a great one. I love that.
yeah. Musically too, like, to keep keep myself in check too. Like I said I'm a trumpet player, and for the past 2 years, no, like, I've barely touched the horn. I'm so, like, I could not go out and play like a lead gig right now. So that's another good, just thought of that, like, another good way to maybe
Yeah,
weave in that quote into my musician side of things.
yeah.
So, yeah,
But your focus has been on a little girl, so it's
exactly. That's a
yeah,
that's a very good reality to have. So, yeah,
just breaking up
yeah, it is.
about.
Not back yet.
Oh, this is fun. Yeah, just had to bounce. Just thought while we're in between questions, because I know this one could be the most difficult question for you. Come on. Yeah, like I said, this one could be a difficult one. And you're allowed to have multiple answers. I'm cool with that. Favorite piece of Star Wars music?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, it's I've forced myself to make up my mind on this, just over the years. I've had to, like, recommend a piece, or whatever it is, like, people, or just like people will ask me, even back in college, or family, like, okay, well, this is all cool, like, what would you say your favorite one is, or if I had to listen to one, what would it be? And so I have forced myself to narrow this down to one, and it's
Nice.
Anakin's theme.
Yep.
Anakin's theme, man, like, it's just it's just so beautiful and moving, but, like, harmonically, I need to do I've done a few breakdowns on it, on my page, like, primarily pointing out, like, that Vader's theme is at the end of it and stuff, in
Mm,
major though instead of minor, which is, like, so sick.
yeah.
Um, but it would be cool to do more of an in-depth, breakdown on the harmony, because there's a lot of, like, harmonic tension and delayed resolution, you know, throughout the entire thing. So, which is just totally indicative of Anakin. Like, there's so much, like,
Yeah.
conflict and motion, happening, in there. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I also love that it's just all strings. Like, there's virtually no other instruments besides
Mhm.
strings and woodwinds. No like brass, in other words, like nothing heavy. So yeah, it's just really unique to me, and I just always absolutely loved it. Could put it on it in any mood and in any time of day and enjoy it.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah.
Is there are there any sort of musical sort of parts through episodes 2 and 3 that link or progress Anakin's theme to get a little bit closer to Darth Vader's Imperial March? Like you said, at the end of Anakin's theme, there is the da, 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 but it's in a major. Then are there
Mhm.
any specific evolutions, like maybe even throughout Across the Stars? I know Across the Stars is a very much a different. I don't know how to describe it, as a different play on the Star Wars theme. The way that plays out, which is
Mhm.
interesting in itself. Um, is there anything you've picked up through there that sort of links
Yeah,
little
actually.
Anakin to Vader?
Yeah, like, and even really quick for Across the Stars, the first 3 notes, right? Like, ba da da,
Mm,
da 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 da, right? But the first 3 notes, ba da da, like, that's totally Vader's theme, right? Ba da da da
yeah,
da. It's just
yeah,
like
okay, yeah.
so, like, that Across the Stars theme is absolutely is absolutely embedded into Vader's theme, like, and you can tell, like, that's
Mm,
the case emotionally and psychologically for Darth Vader, so that's super cool. But yeah, I mean, Anakin's theme specifically, we do get I wish I had, like, specific instances, it's on the breakdown list, but we do get clips, snippets of Anakin's theme, like the melody of it, throughout the rest of the prequels. One that comes to mind is in Revenge of the Sith when I believe it's when Anakin is on the couch after his nightmare, like playing with, he's like looking at the thing, looks like a Game Boy,
yeah, yeah.
and like Padme's coming out. During that, we have Anakin's theme, but it's in a minor key. It's like kind of twisted and warped. So that's a specific instance that I can remember. There's a few others though that are, yeah, totally throughout the, that, like you said, evolve with Anakin, as he descends. So yeah, pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, love to hear a little bit more of that when you get to do a little bit more of the breakdown there. Like,
yeah,
that's
I'll
if
have
that's something
to.
that's on your list, I'd
It
eagerly
is.
await that, because
Yeah,
it's
it
something
is.
that's never really jumped out to me. That's yeah, nothing has really sort of jumped that way. Um, to sort of link those two, aside from Anakin's theme, going with the end of Anakin's theme. But even just, talking about that 3 notes of Across the Stars, it's like, oh wow, yeah, okay, that's there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like in just 3 notes, that's
Mhm.
the immediate link. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, I see that.
Mhm.
That's incredible, yeah.
Pretty wild, yeah,
Mm,
and it's not the exact same notes, like, the first pitch is, in Vader's theme is, like, a half step down, so it
okay,
it creates a little bit more of a dissonant interval of that collection of 3 notes, and Across the Stars, it's a lot more in key,
yeah,
but it's absolutely it's similar jumps, very similar intervals and relationships, so yeah, really cool stuff, and yeah, that's a breakdown I'm pretty excited about to get to.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's one moment in, um within the credits of Empire Strikes Back,
Mm.
and I can't think of exactly where it is, but it's sort of towards the end of the track. Throughout the credits, there's this one little moment of music, that stands out from everything else, and I haven't been able to pick out where exactly it's from. But I was almost like, could this be something originally intended to be Anakin related?
Oh,
So what after this, I will endeavor to try and get this together. Like maybe back in the day, maybe not now. I actually, while we're talking,
yeah,
I'm going to try and bring this up.
sure,
'Cause-
yeah, yeah, or I mean, worst case, yeah, send me a minute marker because that's super interesting.
yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
While you're digging for that, I'll kind of talk a little bit more along those same lines. The couple of breakdowns I did recently for Darth Vader in the original trilogy, and like the differences in orchestration that John Williams used. Like sometimes we hear Vader's theme like with the classic brass march thing, and there are a few instances where we have Vader's theme in the woodwinds and like really delicately played, even though it's like it's very much Vader, like in the middle of Empire, for example. But it's like, when Vader's reaching out to Luke through the Force, we hear Vader's theme in these like really delicate woodwinds, and it's like, oh, that's Anakin reaching out to Luke. Interesting, just like there's a few moments like that that are
Yeah.
pretty cool. So yeah, I can't think of what this part is. So I'm really curious to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to find it because Spotify only has the remastered versions of the soundtracks, and
Yeah. Okay.
they've only got the finale up until the credits begin. So you don't actually get to listen to the music playing through the credits. So
Okay.
yeah, that might be a job for later.
Might have to go to
But
YouTube or something. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Dude,
but
yeah, send that my way, man. I'm
I
excited to hear what
will.
that is.
It's just like it's probably 10 or 15 seconds, and I've kind of I've always just listened to this moment. I'm like, this doesn't really jump out as anything from in the movie, as far as I can tell. And it sort of comes towards the end of the Imperial March in the credits. So yeah, and because we don't often sit through the movie credits,
right?
It's probably not something that's picked up on all the time. So yeah, I just want to find a pen so I can write it down.
Yeah, don't forget.
I have a Star Wars notebook. Gotta have a. So I'm just gonna write down.
I do too. This is from Galaxy's Edge, like a Jedi journal kind of thing.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Secret Jedi texts.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll do that afterwards.
Yeah, I'm stoked about that.
It just something. Yeah, it just crossed my mind then, just talking about it, and I was just like, actually.
Yeah. Similarly, someone else recently reached out to me about the end credits for episode 1 in Duel of the Fates, and how there's like in literally only in the movie version of the credits. Like it's not on the soundtrack credits. It's not even on the deluxe edition soundtrack credits.
Oh wow.
It's like literally just the movie credits. Like you have to watch the movie or like look it up on YouTube. But like there's a section of Duel of the Fates that's like nowhere else. Like I heard nowhere else apparently. So yeah, I still have to dig into that one a little bit. But yeah, they sent me minute markers and stuff. Very grateful for that, and have the scores and everything. So pretty stoked to like figure out exactly what's different and how. So that's on the list.
That's cool.
It's all on the list.
The never-ending list. That's good.
Commander.
It's Cody.
Good to see you, Commander Cody.
We've got a I can obviously see behind you. You do have a collection of things. You class yourself as much of a collector, or you just a few bits and pieces here that you love?
Yeah, it's more bits and pieces. Like I'm so envious of your collection behind you. Like I love that so much. And like other people have like all the helmets and like the lightsabers and things.
Don't envy my bank balance.
Man, yeah. I mean that's the thing, right? Like it's not, especially the last 2 years, and probably for the rest of for the next 18 years. I will not be able to collect like I would love to. But yeah, I mean, growing up, it was always like Legos, like super thankful for my parents, like Legos and action figures, of course, in the games. But yeah, now it's like got a few things here and there, got some Lego sets for Christmas like you see behind me, and those are fun. So
that's cool. Do you have a favorite item in your collection?
Yeah, I guess so. It's going to be if you can see my lightsabers over here, it's the Ahsoka, the Rebels set. Here, I'll put them close.
Awesome.
Because they're just gorgeous, man. Like they are Profi NeoPixel from Saber Theory. I which I'm sure you saw. I won these.
Oh, really?
I won these things that, like, just like the giveaways that you see people doing all the time.
Yeah.
Like late last year, like September or something, or October, I won one of those giveaways, one of those lightsaber giveaways, and this was the set. And man, they're if my daughter wasn't sleeping in the next room, I would turn them on because they're so bright and like sick.
I was going to ask you. You obviously got the blades aside. Yeah.
One thing that was like kind of irritating to me was they sent two of the same length blade, which was like super long. So like, but like the Shoto needs to have a smaller blade. So I had to wait for Christmas. Santa brought me the shorter blade, so now I'm happy.
Awesome.
But I mean, how could I complain, right? Like I freaking won these. There's like $800 or $900 sabers right here, so that's a prized possession for sure.
That's fantastic. I just got a request here for Clone Wars Thursdays.
Nice.
That's in capital, so I have to oblige.
You have to.
Do the Ahsoka and Rotta for Clone Wars Thursdays, please. I got a mock for $30. Nice deal. Thought that was a steal, and it becoming my new favorite. So please do. Done. It's on. I've just jotted it down. So it will be done this week. That is this week's. I always put a request at the top of the list. So yeah, I appreciate that. That will be on the list. That'll be up this week.
Yeah, looking forward to that myself. Very good.
It's a cool figure. It's going back to like 2008. Which, should theoretically be only like 5 years ago, but it's not.
Oh, we're going on 20 years of that in 4 years now. It'll be 20 years. That's scary not okay. Stuff. That's not okay.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm off duty at the moment. Appreciate it. Honored,
Commander Cody.
Imperial March is a classic, but every May the 4th, my work plays it non-stop during the 18 hours we're open. I just want to take a story ready and put on race.
Yeah, race theme is great.
Yeah. I'm hoping, May the 4th falls on a Saturday here this year, so we're looking at doing something at work. So I'm not sure if you're aware. I'm a hairdresser at a hair salon we call Kessel Run Hair and Collectibles.
No way. That's dope. I didn't know this. That's amazing.
We have a hair salon in a shopping center. Yeah, it's not too far away from me, but it's here in Adelaide. And it's pretty much decked out in Star Wars collectibles and memorabilia. And we have a giant 3D printed Kenner Boba Fett that my boss made. He does a lot of 3D printing. And if anyone else is watching, come and follow Kessel Run Hair Collectibles on Instagram. We have a lot of fun there, and it attracts people like us, the Star Wars nerds, and we get a great clientele. And kids come in and they love it. They love sharing. They love Star Wars, and the kids inside, all of us, adults that grew up on Star Wars, they all love coming in. We just cut hair and talk Star Wars all day. It's the best.
That is,
and more often than not, we've got some Star Wars music playing. So it's.
We've got
a bit of a rotating playlist of a lot of Samuel Kim sort of
like the epic
edits
done up ones.
Yeah, like some samurai style, just to mix it up a little bit. And sometimes we'll just have like 80s rock playing. It's good. It's good.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
If I ever make a trip out to Australia, make sure to need a haircut by the time I go so I can visit.
Well, we had one of the boys from Twin Sons Collectibles. They're twin brothers, both based in England. And one of them was on his honeymoon with his wife. And they came down to, they did Japan. They went down to New Zealand. They came over to Australia. And they purposely made a stopover in Adelaide on their way home to come and visit Kessel Run.
No way.
So we were just, he messaged us months in advance and said, look, I'm actually going to stop by. So he came and got a haircut. So it was like, yes, we're officially an international destination for haircuts.
That is dope. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good feeling, man. And he come in and recorded a podcast. We do a little bit of podcast called Punch It every few weeks. And yeah, he came and sat in the back room and had a chat with us for half an hour and talked toys and collectibles and Star Wars and stuff. And that was really good.
Dude.
It was hard to believe that was probably close to 12 months ago now. But yeah. I'm just going to check out a couple more of these. I'm going to say for the Republic. Also recently pre-ordered the Battlefront Classic Collection. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'd never played Battlefront 2 when I was younger. I was probably...
What?
Played Battlefront 1. By the time Battlefront 2 probably came out, I was probably getting into my... those few lapse of concentration teenage years where I was sort of... My focus was elsewhere. And I thought I was too cool for Star Wars for a couple of years there. Luckily, I pulled my head back in and worked out once I became an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, never got to play Battlefront 2, so I'm excited to do that.
Yeah.
Favorite Samuel Kim music track was the epic version of the 2003 Grievous theme.
Whoa. I don't think I've ever heard that.
I have heard it. It jumped out at me, so.
That's cool. I'll be checking that out. Thank you, Commander Cody.
He does some really, really cool stuff, Samuel Kim.
Yeah. That guy's crushing it.
Is there anything in your collection that you consider to be unusual?
Probably.
Or unique?
Yeah, probably. So we all had like Legos and like the action figures, like that of this tall. There were these little tiny figures. I think it was just all like original trilogy era stuff, but like little tiny, like I have a little like bantha with like hair on it and stuff with like tiny little Tusken Raiders and like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows or if you know what those are, but like I still have them somewhere, like in the closet up there. Those,
I guess it'd be Micro Machines, probably it'd be from the 90s.
Yeah, I wish I had them like readily available so I could like show everyone, but like those are really, I think, unique and pretty unusual.
Yeah,
just like the tiniest little things, like kind of flimsy, yeah.
Because Hasbro tried to do a little bit of a resurgence with the Micro Machines with The Force Awakens. And they just didn't grab people. It just, they were very short-lived. I don't know what it was, whether it's just, very much from the period of time they're from, like the 90s, even probably late 80s, I imagine. I was born in the late 80s, so I wouldn't know. But things like Mighty Max and, Polly Pockets for the young girls or boys, whatever. I'm not going to say one's for one. They were definitely marketed towards each of the genders there, but back in the day, they just didn't take like they used to. But yeah, I've got a where is it? I don't know if I've got any. No, I haven't got any of the figures in here, but it's a little R2D2, and you fold it open, and it's a little Jabba's palace.
Whoa, memory unlocked.
It's missing the little legs that hold the Rancor pit up.
Memory unlocked. I had this too.
Yeah.
And
then there's, I've opened the head. There's a little.
Whoa.
Barge and the gate.
Literally memory unlocked, dude.
But unfortunately, there is, the little bit that holds the gate is broken, and it doesn't have the little legs that hold it up. But it's...
Wow, I totally had that. That's so cool.
No, there's a couple others I've sort of wanting to sort of hunt down over the years. They did a Chewbacca, and Yeah, I can't remember. I think they did a few, but yeah, that's the one I got, and I got one of the Force Awakens ones, which was First Order Stormtrooper helmet, and you open it up, it was the desert chase from Jakku, which never even made it
Mm.
to the movie. So there was this whole bit
Oh.
where Finn hijacked a skiff and was chased by the pirates,
Oh,
and
man. That's
that
cool.
never made it to the movie. So whether that had something to do with the micro machines from that not taking off, maybe
Hmm.
it wasn't. Maybe it was a TIE fighter chase. I can't remember. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere on my shelf somewhere, but it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Aaron, I definitely will, Aaron. I'm just going to write it down so I don't remember. So I don't forget, sorry. Otherwise, I will forget. Red Leader 1, my friend, how are you? Great to hear from you. Republic Commando is the GOAT. Star Wars was well and truly dead in my teenage years. Classic late 80s, early 90s New York hip hop filled that void. Oh, yeah, see, it was Star Wars. There was not much happening between those years, was there? You also like Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, the memories I had with it. Yeah, that was a good game too. A couple more collecting questions. Is there anything you don't have that you would love to have on display, around your desk, anything like that?
Helmets.
Helmets?
I want gear. I want yeah, that's it. That's like the ticket item for me, I think. Yeah.
Have you ever considered doing a cosplay or an outfit? And if not, what would you do?
If I had like unlimited resources, yes, it would be like, oh man, I don't know. It'd be a Mandalorian, probably.
Yeah.
Um, but I do with my limited resources, I do have kind of like it'd be like I don't know, I guess like a Jedi OC, kind of thing with like the lightsabers that I do have. I've been kind of slowly building that, just to try to make some kind of a unique Jedi outfit. But like,
That'll be cool.
yeah, so we'll see where that goes. It's been a minute since I started, since I picked that up. So
Yeah.
thanks for jogging my memory on that. I'll pick that up.
That's cool. This is a question I've been wanting to sort of rework a little bit, because it does sort of get very, very similar responses.
Mhm.
I want to try and make it a little bit more personal. The question as it exists now is, what is it about Star Wars memorabilia that you think is important to fans? But sort of go, what is it? What does it mean to you to have? You've got BD1, you've got Ahsoka's lightsabers, you've obviously got a couple of Lego sets up there as well. What does having stuff around like that mean to you?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely it's a few things. One, it's like a it's like a tangible way for me to experience the universe, like for real. It's like a way for me to, I don't know, like, kind of like the same reason why we put on music, to like disconnect or to feel rejuvenated or to heal or something. And yeah, having like my BD1, since I've got him since Christmas, it's just so fun to like just turn on the lights, whenever I'm like working on something, or just to have on and come in the room and see BD just like doing his thing, like
Hmm.
just, it's like, it's a way to, I don't know, like as a kid, we let our imaginations run free and played without any worry about like looking foolish or something. And I don't
Yeah,
know, it's a way to, entertain that mentality again. But then also, it means so much more now that I have a 2-year-old, because she sees these things and is familiar with these things and
yeah,
loves watching me swing the lightsabers around and always asks for the rainbow color. There's unlimited colors on the NeoPixel, the Ahsoka set that I won,
awesome.
and there's a rainbow effect. And she's just like, oh, the rainbow, she just like loves that. And so just being able to just like now I realize, like, just like my parents did with me, being able to like share those things outside of just like sitting on the couch and watching the movies, right? Like being able to share them every day. Like they're always on my desk and they're just a part of
That's
you.
awesome. Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you think it's inevitable that she ends up becoming a Star Wars fan? Is your partner a Star Wars fan as well?
Yeah, she is, thankfully,
Yeah.
thankfully. That was
Awesome.
yeah, we actually walked down the aisle to Han and Leia's theme
Oh, lovely.
and then walked back, up the aisle after the ceremony, to the throne room, music, the, the brass, like, on Yavin 4,
Yeah.
So, yeah, big Star Wars nerds around here, and, yeah, I mean, no pressure to my daughter, but, you know, she better like Star Wars. No, no pressure, yeah, but you have to. It's an obligation. So, yeah,
Yeah. No, that's cool. I think if she's got both parents on board, I think it's probably going to happen.
yeah,
It's when you've got one parent and another parent that's not. It's like it could go either way. Could go either way.
yeah. No, when she turns 18, she can do whatever she wants, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Up until then, she's
Yeah.
just sharing your roof. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a nearly 3-year-old nephew, and it's always getting time for him to. Well, my sister's got another one on the way due in July, so he's going to have a little brother or sister.
Nice.
So he's probably getting into that age now where we can start babysitting and looking after him, and he can have sleepovers with his uncle, and
Mhm.
start brainwashing him into what's liking the Star
Yes.
Wars. And, he comes into work and gets his hair cut, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
uncle duties have got to start happening very, very soon. But
Very good.
at the moment I think my sister said he watched Moana about 80 times last week. That's all he wants. And it's Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey.
Yeah.
For sure, Bluey around here.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a worldwide phenomenon that had become, but every
Oh,
kid
man.
is watching Bluey. Like, it's just, yeah.
Dude, I'm crying at Bluey. Like, I literally get emotional at several Bluey episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, maybe another podcast for another time. Bluey breakdowns,
That'd be awesome. All right, so we've got a couple more questions here just to sort of wrap up, and then we'll go from there. What are you most looking forward to in the future of Star Wars? Whether immediate or distant future, or
Yeah, that's tough. It's honestly tough. I don't know what to I don't know, with all of, like, cancellations and, like, it's just, like, for me right now, maybe it's just, like, me being overwhelmed with everything else going on, in life, but, like, there's just so much news and then, like, not news, but then, like, reversed news, like, I don't know what's going on actually anymore
it's
right
hard
now.
to track.
It's hard to
It's hard
track.
to track.
Yeah, like, games being canceled, so, like, I'm almost, like, apprehensive to look forward to things, but I don't know, I am curious to see how Rey's film is. Um, I mean, Daisy Ridley's, like, super stoked about it, which means something given what she went through with, the sequel trilogy. The fact that she's stoked for something, like, actually is kinda cool. We'll see if that's all talk or if that's, like, gonna be actually, like, something super cool. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to that in a cautious way, I guess. I'm looking forward to it. Um, but I mean, I guess besides that, oh man, I don't know. It's just there's just so much like the Mando and Grogu thing. Like, okay, yes, all the games coming out. Like, yeah, like even though
Mm,
I don't have a console, like, but I love watching gameplay. Yeah, like there's a lot to look forward to. I can't narrow it down, and I don't know what's real anymore.
yeah, I know it's hard to believe everything on the internet when
Yeah,
there's people writing articles about it's not confirmed, but the headline says confirmed, and then you read it as
yeah. It's
it's
like
rumored, and
the next week it's canceled. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know.
sources say it's like, well, we can't tell you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. R4, boost the power, boost the range.
Yeah.
Whatever Kenobi says.
Communication disruption can only mean one thing: invasion.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one
understand
too.
there's Minox chewing on the power cables outside, but
Yeah. R4, see if you can boost the power, I think is what he says. I don't know.
yeah. Courtesy books home.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, it's really
If you can hear
frozen
me,
this
if not,
time. Ooh,
there we go.
I just heard that. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
We're back.
We're getting through this.
We're getting through.
But yeah, I guess the last sort of question from the list is, ultimately, what does Star Wars mean to you, and what does, being a fan, part of the community, what does that mean to you?
Oh man. Really, it means kind of exactly what we're doing right now. Um, like being able to meet or just like run into someone that you've never met before and have an instant, which I feel like everyone has a version of this answer that the same, but like it's just so true. Like being able
Did
to.
you hear?
Oh no, did it cut out?
Yeah, it did, just as you started answering.
Okay, cool. Um, let me see. Let me try to start over. So, um, what I was saying is kind of exactly what we're doing right now. Like on this, like
Mm.
that is what Star Wars means to me. Like everyone has kind of a similar, I feel like, answer in this way, but it's just because it's so true. Like you can meet a complete stranger
Mm.
from a totally different country and have an instant connection.
Yep.
Like that is so cool. Being able to just, like I said, like I was never part of any like um big Star Wars communities, like online or anything, or like knew a lot of like Star Wars people until I started doing these breakdowns on Instagram back in
Mm.
May. And man, like it's so just heartwarmingly fulfilling. It's like I was able to go to a Star Wars Celebration, and like that was the first time and the last time that I had felt that feeling, and I'm feeling that more and more now.
Well, I
Like,
think we're losing,
oh
breaking
no,
again.
oh no, oh no. Yeah, it's kind of frozen. Oh, it's definitely frozen. Oh, it's frozen big time. Um. Uh-oh. Ooh.
We lost it again. I
Are we
think
back?
my girlfriend's got home. She may have put the TV on, which may be stealing some internet, but that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
you're just saying you made it over to Star Wars Celebration. Was that the
oh
recent
no.
one last year?
No, it was oh man, are we frozen again? Oh, we might be frozen again.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
Good. Okay. Okay, I'll try to like talk really fast before you freeze again. No,
No,
that
it's
one
all
was
good. It's
actually
all good. We'll get through it.
that one is actually 2017. That one I wasn't able to make it to this last one, unfortunately.
You know what's funny? I was there. I was there in 2017 as well.
What? In
Yeah.
Orlando?
Yeah, in Orlando. I was there. Yep.
Dude, that is so sick. That is so
We,
cool.
we've we've possibly crossed paths in the past.
Yes. Yes. We probably said, "Hey, what's up?" In the past. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man. Yeah, that was my only, like, convention experience that I've ever done, actually, and, um, well, besides, like, Hollywood studios used to do Star Wars weekends,
Mm,
at Disney, like, that of course, like, those are so fun, so having I don't know, like this little Instagram community slash YouTube community that not that I've started a YouTube channel, having that now and like meeting people like you, like it's just being able to like talk to you, like it's just so I don't know, man. It just does something for the soul. So that's what Star
yeah,
Wars means to me overall.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I feel the same. Like getting to go to a Star Wars celebration. I got to go to Chicago in 2019 as well.
Mm.
Um, make that big venture overseas.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It feels like
Oh no.
you you people were in there
Oh, it's totally frozen.
just
Oh, I think we're back. I
just
think
on
we're
the internet. Just keep going for another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes will be good. But yeah, like I was saying, once you're in that celebration floor with 20,000 other Star Wars fans that are all there for the same reason, instant
Man.
connection with every single person. And it just, I don't know, it takes you to another level. It feels like you just go to another level of you know experiencing that passion for Star Wars fandom, and sharing the same thing you love with a bunch of strangers, and all of a sudden they're not strangers, they're family, they're friends, and
Dude,
you know
that's yeah. Couldn't say it any better. Like, it's family, like, that's yeah, totally, totally agree.
yeah. Did you go for all 4 days? Were you there?
In 2017, no, it was just one
No,
day.
one day.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't remember which day it was. Oh, shoot, man. I can't remember what
Did
day
you
it
check
was.
out any panels, or did you just sort of wander the floor, or
No, we went in blind. I didn't get into
yeah?
any panels, just we didn't know what we were doing. We were just going and,
Mm,
um I got to see the Star Wars show. I forgot what it was called, but, like, it was, like, that main, like,
the main
Millennium
stage. Yeah.
Falcon yeah, the Millennium Falcon set
Mm,
where they were, like, doing, like, the Star Wars show thing, that was cool. And that's kind of where we hung out for, like, any, like, panel stuff.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but just, like, dorking out, walking around, looking at stuff, like, just it was just cool to just do that, but
Yeah.
we if we were to do it again, which we will totally, like, one day, we'll do it smarter. We'll go for, like, 4 days and strategically plan things.
Yeah. It can be very overwhelming when you're there. Like there's just so much going on. There's so much to see. Whether you just,
Yeah.
I don't know, walking the show floor, looking at the vendors selling things,
Yeah.
and just geeking out over everything. I remember I just sort of watched the when they did the Last Jedi trailer, or I was standing there at the Star Wars show when they had it up on the big screen, and then sort of walking around just talking about it with people. And then I think I went over to, I think it was the Think Geek. They
Mm.
used to do the geeky tiki mugs. We were just
Mhm.
going over there, and they just brought it up, and I was just talking to those guys at Think Geek, and they were sort of watching the trailer. We're just nerding out about it, and it's just like, yeah, high fives all around. It was just such a
Yeah.
good experience. And then yeah, Chicago again, 2019, and yeah, I'm hoping to get over to Japan next year. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think we've
Yeah.
got a date for it yet, but yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there, right? Is that a crazy trip for you or Oh, no, we're frozen.
Frozen. I should just do this every time it freezes, just
I
can't
know,
carbonate.
try to pick a funny face, yeah. Yeah, is that I mean, you're right there, right? I mean, is that a crazy trip for you or
I
not
think
really?
it's still probably. I think it's still probably 8 hours. I think,
Ooh, yeah, that's rough.
but it's like straight up. Like Japan is literally straight up from where I am, but
Right.
it's better
Oh, that's
than, like,
that's
to get over to
rough.
the US. It was about 5.5, 6 hours to New Zealand, and then 13 or 14 hours to LA from there, and then another 6 hours from LA to Orlando. So that was
No, that's terrible.
That was a long time, and I remember the first night I was there, slept for 14 hours.
I believe it.
Just jet lag.
And the time difference, dude, what?
Yeah, it was wild. It was a wild, wild
At least
adventure.
at least you're going back in time, coming to Orlando, so you don't feel like you
Yeah,
just, like, lost an entire, like, day off of
yeah.
your life, you know? Yeah.
Well, I think literally the last time we came back from LA to Auckland and then to Adelaide, we literally skipped day on the calendar. Like, it was wild.
Oh, it's
It
next
was
week. Amazing.
yeah, like, just it went from, like, the 1st to the 3rd,
Yeah.
like that, like in a flight. It was wild.
Oh, it's April already. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, "Sorry, I missed your birthday. It didn't actually exist in my timeline."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, give me a pass.
Yeah. So, just I guess we'll sort of wrap up now.
Cool.
Just want to get you to sort of share what you want people to follow you on social media. I've got the links down there. I'll put clickable links in the description in the video as well afterwards to both Instagram and YouTube. So that's all
Cool.
super easy for everyone to jump down and click on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, have you got
Yeah.
anything coming up in the next week or two?
So I'm hoping it's like the past, as you can tell, like it's been pretty quiet, pretty much all for throughout February. Like I used to crank out breakdowns like almost twice a week or like at least once a week.
Mm,
And man, like I don't think I've done a breakdown in going on like 2 weeks now. It's just kind of a bummer, but it's just been so like work has been crazy, but then also like the sleep situation has been awful. Like I always do my breakdowns usually after the girls go to bed. Like I'll try to record something like during a lunch break and then I'll edit late at night.
yeah,
Or like right now, actually, like my wife is in there with our daughter because like she's already woken up and like she just like
yeah,
needs assistance going back to sleep. So like that's usually like what I've been doing the past few weeks is like, oh, I finally like sit down, everyone's going to sleep and cleaned up everything. All right, now let's edit. 5 minutes later, she's up and it's like,
mhm.
come on, but it's a phase, but so it's been pretty quiet. I'm hopeful to like,
You know what you do? You could
you know,
start tricking the algorithm and just repost some stuff from before. Like, go
I,
back to the beginning and repost.
dude,
Just that way, it keeps the content moving, keeps
I've
people
thought
coming
about
in.
it. I've thought about it. Maybe I should, man.
Just bits and pieces. You
Yeah,
know, it's
I
just
just in the meantime, right? Like that would be a good like
mm,
filler. That's a good point. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that
mm,
because I feel bummed not having like yeah, it's been like 2 weeks. I feel bummed. But yeah, I mean the next thing I'm doing a few more like breakdowns from solo actually.
awesome.
Um, yeah, some pretty fun ones that I'm excited about. So that's like next up on the breakdown list. That is ever lengthening with recommendations and things I think of. So yeah, that's the next few breakdowns, and then we'll see where I kind of go from there. But yeah, hoping. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, hoping to get something out this next week. Fingers
Awesome.
crossed. So
Yeah,
we'll see. Daughter baby Elsie, permitting. So,
of course. That's yeah, and that's totally fair. It's understandable. You know,
yeah.
it's got to be the most important thing in your life right now. So
Yeah, and
it's
I
the
like
way the world works.
yeah, man. Taking I ever since she was 5 months old, took the night shift, primarily so that my wife who kicks ass all day, like, taking care of her and entertaining her, like, all day while I'm working, like,
Mm,
okay, I'll do nights because like, I can function on at least I think I can function on barely any sleep, so yeah, but there are those moments where I'm like, "This kinda stinks, man." Like, I could be editing right
mm,
now and just you get that, like, pressure, like, builds up, after
yeah.
2 weeks, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. The best thing I find is don't let the when it starts getting too stressful. That's when it becomes less of a hobby and more of a chore. And that's when you
Yeah,
can go. You know what? I just need to just step back a little bit. Just
yeah,
take the pressure off a little bit and just go. Oh, do it at my no, do it at my pace. This is my
yeah,
hobby, my pace.
exactly. No one's like yeah, I don't need to stress about the algorithm and, like,
Mm,
or whatever, you know, like, yeah, just my pace and people, you know, people are, you know, we're all Star Wars nerds, you know, that's what we're here for at the end of the day. So
absolutely.
it's all good.
Yeah. I just want to say a massive thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a couple of hours.
Man,
Massively appreciate your patience with my internet.
dude, no, don't, no
Um,
worries, no worries.
it's
I
yeah,
I
it's
love the sense of humor that all of you over there have about it. Like, everyone like throwing
we're
shade.
dealing with it. We're dealing with it,
I love that so much. That's so fun.
which is why I don't play many online games. It's just play the story mode, and it's just
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
'Cause everyone's, oh, you're just blaming lag, and it's like, no, it's because I'm in Australia and it's terrible.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, just yeah, really appreciate your time. Awesome to get to know you a little bit about who you are as a Star Wars fan and as a person.
Yeah.
I definitely hope we get to chat again. And to know that we've probably crossed paths in the past is even more awesome. You know, it's
So
just
cool.
it
So
makes
cool.
the world feel just that little bit smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It's been a blast. Excellent questions and just, yeah, just so cool to meet someone like you and, you know, honored to be on, honored to like be someone that you'd want to like chat with. So
Yeah,
it's
I
awesome.
just like being able to share that. You know, outside of Facebook comment sections, there are a lot of genuinely amazing, awesome people out there that love Star Wars and are positive about it, and you know, find the positivity rather than just negative Facebook comments all the time, because it gets me down. Like
Me too,
some
man.
days I'm look through Facebook or Instagram and people are just yelling and arguing and stuff. I'm like, this isn't what Star Wars fandom is. So
Yeah.
it's part of my mission just to I've always tried to keep a pretty positive vibe on YouTube. I've been doing it for like 13 years. And making make a considered effort this year to bring on more people, talk to more people, get to know more Star Wars fans, and share everyone's passions with everyone else.
Mhm.
It's yeah, so far so good. I've got a couple more coming up in March. um got Richard from Star Wars Obsessed coming up in 2 weeks, and then the week
Nice.
after that I've got Brian, also known as Metal Jedi. He was here in the chat earlier, so I'll be chatting with him.
Nice.
And yeah, start planning for a couple in April, and hoping to do a couple of streams every month for the rest of the year. So that's
Man,
yeah.
crushing it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love what you're doing. We will watch your career with great interest.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
All
man.
right. I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out in the chat. And again, thank you all for your patience as well with my internet. It's hopefully I'm going to go out and move our modem, Wi-Fi, broadband internet machine. It's a bit more central in the house. And yeah,
Nice.
see if we can get that issue eradicated for next time. But yeah, there he is. Yeah, definitely, it'll be good, Brian.
Awesome.
Definitely. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming and hanging out for another episode of Star Wars Live Chat. I'm the
Yes.
Force with Jesse. Thanks for joining me, Ashton. Appreciate it. Yeah, go follow Ashton
Honored.
on Instagram, Ashton Sharrett, and find him on YouTube. As soon as I'm done here, I'll put links in the description, so it's nice and easy for you. But yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Till then, may the
Yeah.
Force be with you always.
May the force be with you.